Hi there and welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Welcome to my Friday Sews. And as usual, I will start by thanking Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating the hashtag Friday Sews so that we can all come together on a Friday and let everybody know what we have been up to. So, you know, just put in that hashtag Friday Sews and have a look at who else has been making stuff this week. But obviously, start with mine. Now, last week I said that I was going to be making a bag and I got started on it, but I hadn't got very far. Well, I finished that bag and here it is. Here is one said bag. The material is thrifted material. I found it in my local thrift charity shop, however you want to call it, and I thought it would be really good for making a bag, and that's what I've done. And as you can see, it's got this it was a red stripe and then a cream stripe with these other bits in between, but I utilised the stripe so that the red was the dominant feature, but very well accented with the cream colour that was part of the material as well. I think it's come out really nice. I've used a cream strap for that. It's a really big long adjustable one. I always put really long adjustable straps on there, so you know you can either have it quite close to the body or you can have it as a proper crossbody bag and do that way. The bottom I've done with the bottom what I do is I interface it with iron-on and then I use sewing interfacing, but I use a couple of layers of it because I want to give it that structure. I need that base to hold that structure. This material is a little bit lighter weight than previous bags I've made of this style, so it's a little bit more, doesn't hold up quite so well in its structure, but once you've got items in it, it's perfectly fine. It's got the magnetic clasp on there, with this tag that comes over, and then we've got on the front we've got the one zip pocket, probably great for putting those little bits and pieces, old tissues, you know, stuff like that, things that you don't mind being at the front there. You wouldn't want to put anything sensitive in there because obviously it's open to people to see that a bit. And we've got the main big zip, and the material on the inside is another salvage one. It's one where it's I got it from a thrift store, and it was the Abraham Zumsteg material that I used to make a shirt with, which came out absolutely brilliant, and I had some left and I've used it for the lining on this bag. There we go. I don't know if I can get the shot, light will go on it properly, but there we go. And what you have on the inside is one sort of patch pocket sits in there and another zip pocket. And now the way that I've done it is that this zip pocket will sit closest to you, to your body, so you can put your more personal things in there and it's right next to your body. It's, you know, if people try to brush up against you, it's not that close to them, it's close to you. But yeah, that's how the bag came out, and I think it's come out really nice. It's a great little pattern. I say it's originally from a bag that I had that was given to me that I took apart and copied basically, but with some amendments, some adjustments to it, and made it my own, as it were, to some extent. So there we go, a nice little bag that I think looks really funky and really groovy. It's very quite swish really, I suppose, isn't it? You know, there we go. A lovely bag. Now last week I said about a piece of material that I thrifted, again from my local thrift shop, charity shop, whatever you want to call it. I think it was last week, and it was this material, this nice stripy material, and I said that I was thinking of possibly doing some PJs or something like that with it, 'cause it seems to be quite right for that. It seems the sort of thing you'd expect from PJs. Now what I did in the end is I actually made a top, but I'm using it as like a nightshirt or nightie, however you want to call it, and the pattern is the Kwik Sew 3870, which is that one. And I did this one before, I have made it before, and when I did, it felt to me like it could easily be a nightie, night shirt, or whatever you might call it, because all you need to do really is extend the length a bit, and like the one view B with the slit at the front, I find that's really nice. Now it's meant to have little slits at the side, on the side bits, but I haven't done that. I've just done it straight down because I extended the length to as long as I could get away with from the pattern to make it quite long, but not so long it's not wearable when you go to bed, because that's the idea. It's nightwear, isn't it? You know, so that's what I've made with this pattern, and this material is effectively that, which is basically, as I call it, nightie, night shirt, however you want to call it, and it's quite long. What I'd done with this is I'd left the sleeves off. I didn't want to put sleeves on it, and just to edge that, I've just put some bias tape on there to edge it on the sleeves, on the armholes. The bottom, I didn't put the little slit at the bottom, and I just turned up the bottom to hem it. Now this particular one with the slit in it, it has a facing piece on there. Now I found that with this facing piece, when I was looking at it trying to think, well, how can I edge and finish that edging off? Now this material actually is really quite soft and easy to work with. So I basically just turned the edge over and stitched wide, quite wide on that facing piece, and that gives it this stitch line that's not really noticeable. You'd have to get up close to it to see that stitch line. It just comes around, it just edges, gives an edging to the facing piece without me having to do too much work. It also gives this nice extra stitch line that's in there. I don't think it's really going to show up really much on the camera, but I'll try. So there we go. Tell you what, I will just pop it on so we can have a look and you can see it a bit better while it's on. And here we are, one nightgown, night dress, nightie, night shirt, however you want to call it. It's actually really comfortable, and I made a size large, so it would have lots of room. It's quite a roomy garment anyway, but I made it especially roomy because I wanted it that way, and it sits really nice, and without the sleeves on there, this is really comfortable. Just sits very loosely, very comfortable, and I'm sure will be very comfortable to sleep in. Very nice, nice basic garment. That's, you know, what you want. Now I don't know what this material is, and originally I thought it might be a polycotton. As I've worked with it, I'm beginning to think maybe it's linen or a linen blend. I don't know. It certainly has a certain amount of creaseability about it, so it does crease, but then when you iron it, it irons very well, and it irons the creases out quite quickly. So I'm not really sure what it is. I still think it's a mix of some sort, but yeah, it's absolutely lovely. It feels really nice. It's very comfortable, and it'll be very lovely to wear. So there you go, you know, nice and roomy and lovely. Now I have made a pair of shorts as well to go with this. As you can see, this is just the bottom of the leg, so it is sort of like a two-piece thing. So, you know, obviously that helped to cover up a bit more modesty, I suppose, as it were, by having shorts on as well. They're very loose and very sort of easy wearing. They're not tight at all. That's again a sort of must for nightwear for me. I don't like stuff being clingy on you. It's just terrible. So yeah, but there we go. So yeah, a set of night shirt or nightie with some shorts. Brilliant. I think that's come out really nice. Now the other thing I've been doing this week is I've been practicing my Nalbinding, or needle binding as it's said in English. That form of using a singular needle to effectively, I suppose you'd say, stitch. Yeah, stitch is the only way I can say that it is, because you're creating loops effectively that create a garment, create an item or a piece of call it material texture of some sort. Now, when I started doing it, I picked it up as one sort of stitch, a very basic one. I think it's an Oslo stitch or something like that. I wasn't very good at it, but I've been practicing a lot. I did make a pair of mitts, fingerless mitts, which I don't know, they're downstairs somewhere. I think they're in my bag, because I have actually been wearing them. But the stitch that I've been doing is actually quite an open weave stitch. So I've been trying to find other stitches that I can do that are somewhat closer, give a better look and a closer finish. So I've been experimenting a little bit. This piece here, trying to show you that is the sort of Oslo stitch or something like the Oslo stitch. It's a very simple style of stitch. The thing is with this one is it creates quite a ridged surface. It's not that flat, and it's really quite an open sort of weave. It's just got a lot of stretch in it, and I was hoping to try and find a stitch that would be less stretchy, would hold its shape closer and have a closer weave to it, or a closer knit to it. Weave is I'm going to use the term I'm going to use. So I've been having a go with different types of stitches. Now I don't know what they're all called, because there are hundreds of them. So I've just been having a go, having a look, and then experimenting. In some ways what I've done is I've effectively looked at what someone else is doing and just done a variation of it, or I've taken what I already know, that particular stitch, and adapted the things I'm seeing into that stitch to create something else. So effectively I'm winging it, really. I'm doing it on the fly, and what I've come up with is this so far. Now this is a closer knit, and there's less stretch in this than what I was doing before. It's also much flatter. You haven't got so many bumps and ridges, and actually it's really nice sort of weave pattern. It looks really nice. So I've been quite happy with that result, with the sort of experimenting I was doing, and ending up with that. So what I've done is I bought another ball of yarn of wool. This is 100% wool, organic wool apparently this. The only thing about using wool, obviously it's not the cheapest of yarns, but if you look around you can get yarns that are actually relatively cheap, and I know from when I made the other mitts, this one ball of wool will make me a pair of mitts. So there we go. So I have started on that now, and I've started to do it, and it's black, so you won't be able to really see much. Well, yeah, never mind, but it is started, and it does feel a lot nicer than the first one. Even the first one, pair of mitts I did, was nice. The experimenting I'm doing now is really paying off, and I think that's the thing with it, with Nalbinding, is that you have to sort of experiment to some extent to get to grips with the way that the different sort of stitches or stitch techniques can alter the way it sits and the way that it looks, the feel of it, the stretch of it, how loose or tight it might be. So yeah, so been doing that as well during the week, and thoroughly enjoying it. So there we go, that is my week. Life-wise, nothing to tell you about really. Like I've always said, my weeks just sort of plod on. That's the way they are. As long as I can try and get at least one thing done during the week, then I'm quite happy with that. So there we go. And I've got two things done. I got that bag done and finished off, and I've made a nightie, and all from sort of thrifted materials, and a pair of shorts to go with that nightie as well. And like I say, thrifted or leftover materials, so I've been reusing stuff. Obviously with the Nalbinding I've had to get some new wool, because you do have to with that. It's just the nature of what it is. But yeah, so 2 items down, another one on the make. So I think that was quite good actually, quite a good week really. Quite productive, especially as we've had the clocks go back as well, because we've got the going back into autumn. Some people call it fall, but there we go. light's changing, it's lighter and darker, and you know, we don't know where we're coming or going, or whether we should turn the lights on or off. So you know how it is at this time of year. It's a little bit confusing, so can get your brain sort of a bit rattled, or I find that anyway, at least. So there we go. But that's it for this week, really. That's all I've got done for you to have a look at. So if you like this video, please do click that like button, do subscribe. Then when you click that bell icon, you'll get notification of when my videos come out. Normally a Friday, but you never know, I might do one randomly at some other point. Please do comment. I do love reading your comments. It's really nice to see what you're thinking, and also what you're up to and what you've been doing for the week. And if you wish to comment and talk amongst yourselves, please do, because that is why we come here, isn't it? So we can make that connection. So I think it's just left me to say thank you very much for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Bye.